Philadelphia might be one of the most misunderstood cities in America. And honestly, I think that's one of our biggest advantages because people move here expecting one thing, and then they get here and discover it's completely different. They expect a dirty city, and then they spend their Saturday mornings hiking through Wissahickon. They expect cheesesteaks everywhere. And then they become food snobs and start arguing with their neighbors about who has the best dumplings or the best bagels. They expect to drive everywhere. And then they realize they forgot where they're parked because they haven't seen their car in 4 days. They expect Philly to feel like it's one city. And then they discover it feels more like there's 20 different neighborhoods working together to do a school project. And somehow that works. So today I want to share the things that people tell me after they have moved here, their surprises, their misconceptions, the things they end up loving, and the one mistake I see people make before they even move here that completely changes their experience. The first surprise, Philadelphia doesn't feel like one city at all. It feels like a collection of neighborhoods that accidentally got grouped together and then somehow became best friends. Living in Rittenhouse feels completely different than at East Passyunk. East Passyunk is totally different than Fishtown, which is completely different from Society Hill. In Manayunk, that feels like somebody took a mountain town and just dropped it next to a river and said, yeah, that'll be Philadelphia too. One of my favorite clients moved here years ago. They bought a house and they loved it. Then they bought another house in a different neighborhood, then another. And not because they were unhappy, because every neighborhood felt like a new adventure to them. And honestly, I get it. Philadelphia rewards curiosity. The more you explore it, the more you realize there's another neighborhood around the corner that makes you think, wait, this is awesome too. And once people start exploring, they discover something else. By the way, if we haven't met, I'm Eric. My wife Melanie and I are realtors here in Philadelphia, and we help people figure out where they belong in the city. And it's one of our favorite parts of the job. We get to hear what surprises them, what they love, what they wish they knew beforehand. So if you're researching Philadelphia, hit subscribe. Every month, we're putting out videos about neighborhoods, the cost of living, real estate, and what it's actually like to live here from real Philadelphians raising our family in the city. And if you're thinking about moving here, our contact information is all down below. We're always happy to help. Now, here's the thing that completely destroys most people's picture of Philadelphia. A lot of people picture Philadelphia as row homes, concrete, traffic, parking tickets. And to be fair, we have all those. But then they get here, and suddenly they're hiking the Wissahickon, they're running Kelly Drive, and biking along the Schuylkill River Trail, walking around Valley Green, relaxing in Fairmount, and then they start saying the same thing. Wait, why didn't anybody tell me about this? One of the most common things I hear is I had no idea there was so much outdoor stuff to do. Philadelphia somehow pulls off a magic trick. It feels like a major city and an outdoor city at the exact same time. And once people start exploring these parks and trails, they discover another obsession: food. Let's get this out of the way real quick. Yes, Philadelphia has cheesesteaks. We're all aware. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But cheesesteaks aren't the real story here. The real story is that Philadelphia is essentially a world tour disguised as one city. Every neighborhood has a different personality, a different culture, a different flavor, and you experience it through the restaurants, the markets, the bakeries, coffee shops, BYOBs, and family-owned businesses that have been around longer than some of the sports franchises. I've never once had somebody move here and tell me the food scene's just not good enough. Not once. The opposite actually happens every time. People move here expecting cheesesteaks, and then 6 months later, they're passionately defending a water ice spot, like they've been on the payroll for years. And that's when they know they become a true Philadelphian. Because food here isn't just food. It's community. It's culture. It's how people experience the neighborhoods. And once people start living that way, something else happens. People stop using their cars. This one absolutely blows suburban buyers' minds. I had clients who told me that when they were looking for a house, that a garage was non-negotiable. It was a must-have, life or death. They refused to even look at a house if it did not include parking. A year later, I checked in. Guess what happened? They rented out their parking spot and they downsized to just one car. And they told me that mostly they just end up walking or biking throughout the city. Think about that. They went from, I need parking, to, I don't think I really even need a car. That's a massive shift. But it happens so much because life becomes local. Their coffee, their dinner, their groceries, their parks, friends, date nights, dog walks, whatever, everything gets closer. And that's when people start realizing something else. The people aren't what they expected here. Philadelphians aren't rude. They're direct. There's a difference. Philadelphia has a let's throw snowballs at Santa type of reputation, and you know what I mean. But here's my experience. People here will tell you exactly what they think immediately, and sometimes aggressively. Sometimes before you even had a chance to finish your sentence. But They'll also tell you where to find the best sandwich, which contractor to avoid, which neighborhood that you would love, and where they absolutely think you should not move. Whether you ask for it or not, people care deeply about the city and they're passionate about their neighborhoods, which is why so many people end up loving here. And let's be honest, Philadelphia isn't for everyone, and that is okay. Some people absolutely thrive here. People who value experiences over square footage, people who love walkability, people who enjoy discovering restaurants, coffee shops, parks, neighborhood events, people who want their neighborhood to feel like it's part of their identity. Those people tend to love Philadelphia. But if your dream is a giant yard, easy parking everywhere, and a complete silence 24 hours a day, you might struggle. Every city comes with trade-offs. Philadelphia gives you incredible walkability, but the trade-off, sometimes parking really sucks. Philadelphia gives you vibrant neighborhoods, and the trade-off, vibrant neighborhoods sometimes stay vibrant after bedtime. The happiest people are usually the people who embrace those trade-offs. Which brings me to one of the biggest surprises people have when they visit today. A lot of people have a vision of Philadelphia from like 10, 15 years ago. They've heard stories, they've seen headlines, they talked to somebody's cousin who visited one time in 2008 and is now an expert in Philly. And then they come here and they are shocked. The city is cleaner than they expected. The food scene is bigger, more vibrant than they realized. And the neighborhoods that they were warned about are actually experiencing incredible growth and investment. Entire parts of Philadelphia feel dramatically different than they did a decade ago. And honestly, that's why I always tell people, don't look at what the neighborhood is today, look at what it's becoming in a few years, because that's often where the biggest opportunities are. And that leads directly into the biggest mistake I see relocation buyers making all the time. They optimize for their commute instead of for their day-to-day life. They start with how close am I to work? Or how fast can I get on the highway? And those things matter. Of course they do. You're going to be doing them every single day. But most people spend far more time in their neighborhood than they do commuting to and from work. They go to their coffee shops. They walk their dog. They go to their favorite restaurant. Their evening stroll. That's their life. And the happiest people I know choose a neighborhood first and then figure the commute out later. Not the other way around. Because years later, when they tell me what they love about living in Philadelphia, they never have told me they love their commute. They're always talking about the life that they've built in their neighborhood where they live. So if you're thinking about a move to Philadelphia, here is my advice. Don't shop for a house first, shop for a lifestyle. Visit the neighborhoods, walk them, eat in them, spend time there. Because when people tell me they love Philadelphia, they're talking about the coffee shop they visit every Saturday, the restaurants where they know the owner, the park they walk through every morning and see friendly, familiar faces, the neighbors they see every week. That's what people really fall in love with. If you're considering a move to Philadelphia and want help figuring out which neighborhood is best for you and your lifestyle, reach out. My wife, Melanie, and I, we help people make that decision every single day, and we would be happy to help you. And if you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe because we've got more videos coming out about Philadelphia neighborhoods, cost of living, real estate, and what life is actually like here from real Philadelphians raising our family. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.